Hello everyone, this is Dr. Savita MB. Today I will be discussing on corrosion science and metal finishing, that is module 2 in the VTU chemistry syllabus. Okay. So in the module 2 we will be discussing more on corrosion and reactions, all factors and prevention. Okay, all the videos we will be uploading in our YouTube channel, My Intuition. Kindly share and like the videos and also subscribe the channel. Okay, so here corrosion, it is a very familiar word. Everyone knows what corrosion is because everyone has experienced the examples of corrosion. In this video I will be discussing on the theory of corrosion and some one series which tells why the reasons or the reactions of corrosions. Okay, now corrosion, what is corrosion? Corrosion means it is the destruction or deterioration and the loss of the material or metal due to chemical or electrochemical attack. Okay, here we will giving more or focus on chemical or electrochemical attack by the environment, because it is the environment which is actually making the metal to undergo corrosion. Okay, corrosion in general, it means the metal gets converted into oxide. Okay, due to the environment attack, metal gets converted into oxide. Okay, now metal getting converted into oxide and forming metal oxides, that is nothing but the corrosion product. Metal oxides are generally present in the earth's crust as ores, with various steps involved or spending so much of energy. By a process called metallurgy, we extract the metal from the ore, right? That is a non-spontaneous process. That means we are spending energy on that. We are using energy to extract the metal. But the metal which is extracted from the metal ore, that is metal oxide, spontaneously gets converted into metal oxide. That means metals prefer to be in the oxidized form. It is a spontaneous reaction. That means corrosion is a spontaneous reaction. You are not doing anything, only the environment will get involved and automatically the metal gets back converted into the ore state. Therefore, corrosion is also sometimes called as the reverse of metallurgy. Right? Corrosion can also take place due to the attack of gases like carbon dioxide, chlorine gas, chlorine, sulfur dioxide, etc. These are called as dry corrosion. Wet corrosion means due to the presence of moisture. Okay. Now, wet corrosion we will be discussing in this. Okay, so now metal is undergoing oxidation. That means metal is getting converted into oxidized form or ionic form. As I mean, in our previous videos, in our previous module, that is electrochemistry, we have clearly understood that metal liberates electron, but the single, we have discussed on cell means there is an anode, there is a cathode. Metal liberates electrons at the anode, and half cell reaction will not take place only when it is complemented or coupled with the cathode reaction. That means a cell reaction takes place. Metal simply will not liberate electrons. Cathode should be demanding for electrons, only then the metal will liberate electrons. That means only oxidation or only reduction, half cell reaction is not possible. In corrosion also, the metal is undergoing oxidation. That means here also the theory is the same. Corrosion, I mean, oxidation will not take place simply, or a single reaction, that is only oxidation is not possible. Then what will be the complementary reaction? What is the coupling reaction? That means reduction reaction should be there, cathode reaction should be there. Then which is a cathode in the environment, right? In a corrosion reaction, the metal acts as the anode. It is undergoing oxidation. It is the metal which is lost. It is the anode that is dissolved. Some ions in the atmosphere will be accepting electrons, will be demanding electrons. And because of this demand, the metal is liberating electron, right? Therefore, we cannot control corrosion at all, because you cannot think of using a material in the absence of environment. Environment has certain ions which will be demanding electrons. The moment the anode and the cathode regions are formed, environment itself acts as a medium. That means there is a cell created, a tiny cell is created, anode, cathode, electrolyte is there. That means a galvanic cell is created, right? So the formation of a galvanic cell or a small tiny cell is the main reason for the corrosion reaction to start. But once the corrosion reaction starts, it will continue without any hindrance. Right? Now, what are the reasons for the anode and the cathode regions to form? Right? One reason is we have studied the entire cells, batteries, wherein one metal is anode, one metal will be cathode. The metal, out of the two metal, whichever is having higher reduction potential is cathode, and the other one is anode. That means in the environment, if there is any design which contains two different metals directly in contact, obviously a cell is created. You yourself have given a chance for the corrosion reaction to take place by keeping two different metals in contact. Out of the two different metals, one of which will have the higher reduction potential and the other one will be having lower reduction potential than the other. The lower reduction potential metal will be lost because it will undergo oxidation, right? Therefore, one of the reason for the cell formation is two different metals directly in contact with one another. Sometimes on the same metal surface also there will be corrosion. That is because we all also have studied about concentration cell. Concentration cell states that same metal, same electrolyte, but the concentration of the electrolytes are different. Concentration of the ions are different. Here also there may be difference in the concentration of environment, reach of environment may be different at different regions of the same metal. That itself is sufficient to start the corrosion. That itself is sufficient to create a difference. And whenever there is a difference, a potential develops, right? Therefore, there may be many reasons for the formation of the cell. But once the cell is formed, the anodic reaction starts, right? Conducting medium will be there. Usually, the conducting medium is moisture. Now, why do metals corrode? Or what is the reason or what are the reactions of corrosion? Reactions of corrosion can be explained by a theory, that is electrochemical theory of corrosion. Okay, electrochemical theory of corrosion states that the corrosion reaction starts due to the formation of a cell. Okay, cell means an anodic region and a cathodic region. Right now, let us take the example or let us write the reactions of corrosion. Right now, reactions of corrosion is, let us take the simple metal M. Now we have for some reason on the metal surface there is an anodic region and a cathodic region. Once a cell is formed, the anodic metal undergoes oxidation. It gets converted into metal ions and electrons, right? Now, where does this metal ions go? Metal ions will be released to the environment. What happens to the electrons? Electrons go to the cathodic region through the metal surface, right? Once the electrons are liberated, next electrons will be accepted from the by the any of the ions in the environment. Now, since the environment is of different types, different cathodic regions reactions are possible. Now, broadly we can classify the environment as the medium which contains oxygen and the medium which does not contain oxygen, right? Now, let us discuss of the first case. Right now, let us assume the medium is not containing oxygen. It does not contain any oxygen. Now, medium or environment may not contain oxygen, but then also the medium can be acidic, right? Acidic means there are presence of H plus ions in the medium. There are H plus ions present in the medium, and H plus ions demands for electrons. So what it will do is, it will be asking for electron. Who has to give the electron? The metal will be giving the electron. So metal liberates electron. This electron goes to the cathodic region where the H plus is present. The H plus ions from the environment come near the cathode, accepts the electron, gets converted into hydrogen gas, and it gets liberated as hydrogen gas. Okay, if this is the reaction when the medium is acidic. Similarly, the medium may be basic or neutral. Basic or neutral means the medium contains water, right? Now, the medium does not contain oxygen, but it may contain moisture. So, this moisture, that is water from the environment, goes near the cathode region and accepts the electron. From where the electrons are coming? Electron is coming from the liberation of electrons by the anode, right? That gets converted again, hydrogen gas is liberated. Therefore, the main reaction taking place when there is no absence, when there is absence of oxygen, or when there is no presence of oxygen in the environment, is liberation of hydrogen. Liberation of hydrogen becomes the main cathodic reaction when there is no oxygen in the medium, right? Similarly, the other broad classification is presence of oxygen. You can think of environment which does not contain oxygen or it has oxygen. We have discussed on absence of oxygen. Now let us assume the medium contains oxygen. If the medium contains oxygen, then also medium can be acidic. That means there may be H plus ions present in the medium. Now the H plus ions which is present in the medium, if the medium also contains oxygen, we have considered presence of oxygen, right? It also contains oxygen. These do go near the cathode region, accepts the electron. The electron have come by due to the oxidation of the metal. It accepts the electron, gets converted into hydroxyl ion. Okay. Similarly, the medium can be basic or neutral. Basic or neutral means it contains water molecules. Now, water molecules is present, moisture is present in the medium, oxygen is also present in the medium. These both go near the cathode region, accepts the electron, again gets converted into hydroxyl ions. Right? Now, you can just imagine there is a cathode reaction in any of the environment. That means even if the medium contains oxygen, even if it does not contain oxygen, there is a complementary cathode reaction. That means whatever is the state of the environment, there is a reaction which is asking for electron. There are certain ions present in the environment asking for electron. Therefore, in whatever medium the anode or the metal is preserved, you cannot avoid corrosion, because there will be something which is asking for electron. When there is something asking for electron, metal, it's a good conductor. We always tell metal is a very good conductor. That means it liberates electron very easily, right? The reason for liberating electron is metal wants to undergo oxidation. It is more stable in the oxidized state, so it will generously give electrons. When it generously gives electron, corrosion reaction will start. Okay. Now let us take the example of rusting of iron, because most common example that we see in the environment is rusting of iron, right? Now rusting of iron, let us see in this reaction, in the previous reaction. Rusting of iron means iron gets converted into ferrous ion, liberating 2 electrons. Now what is demanding for 2 electrons? Let us see which reaction will coincide, which reaction will satisfy this, or which reaction is asking for electrons. Let us think whether the iron will undergo oxidation or corrosion in the absence of oxygen. No, right? Iron will not undergo corrosion in the or oxidation. You have seen, right? When does iron undergo corrosion? Iron undergoes corrosion in the presence of moisture and air, right? So absence of oxygen is not possible, is not the reactions. Presence of oxygen, so iron, we have seen it undergoes corrosion in the presence of oxygen. Does it undergo corrosion in the acidic medium? No, it undergoes corrosion in the basic medium, sorry. It undergoes corrosion in the presence of moisture. So what is the cathode reaction? Water in the presence of moisture accepting electrons. So the water, moisture and oxygen together will demand for electrons. The electrons will be supplied by the metal. Okay, when it accepts electron, it gets converted into hydroxyl ion. Okay, taking the example, see, the ferrous ions are later, the ferrous ions are produced at the anode, right? The ferrous ions are produced at the anode. After liberating electrons, ferrous ions are produced. These are liberated to the environment. Similarly, hydroxyl ions are produced by the cathode reaction. This is positive ion and this is negative ion. They both diffuse towards one another and form the corrosion product. Okay, now this ferrous hydroxide is unstable in the presence of moisture and water, and they again start the secondary reaction to form the rust. Okay, it may be hematite or magnetite depending upon the oxygen availability. Therefore it will form the rust, and rust is nothing but the ore. Initially we have extracted iron by from hematite or magnetite, right? Therefore by our without our taking part, spontaneously the iron has gone back to its original stable state, that is oxide state. Okay, just to understand better a visual picture of the corrosion reaction, let us assume this is a iron block. Due to some reason, a part of the iron is acting as anode, the other part is acting as cathode. Okay, there is in the we have understood that iron undergoes corrosion in the presence of moisture and oxygen. In the environment, moisture is present, oxygen is present. It may be acidic also. Even if it is acidic also, for iron corrosion, H plus ions are not required. Right? Now, what is the first reaction? The first reaction is iron on the surface uh, gets converted into ferrous and electrons. That means it will start the anode reaction. What will the ferrous do? Ferrous is liberated to the environment. What happens to the electron? Electron from the surface of the metal, through the metal, it goes to the cathodic region. What happens in the cathode region? See, if the reaction is liberation of hydrogen, H plus ions will accept the electron and get liberated as hydrogen. But we know that iron does not undergo in the rusting in the presence of H plus ion. It undergoes corrosion in the presence of water, okay, moisture and oxygen. Suppose H plus is there, initially all the hydrogen will be liberated, right? Next, see, water is present, oxygen is present. They both come near to the cathodic region. On the cathodic region, electrons are available because it has come through the metal to the cathode region, and it will combine water molecule, oxygen molecule. It will combine and form hydroxyl ions. These are negatively charged, this is positively charged. They both move towards one another. They combine to form ferrous hydroxide. Later in the again with the presence of moisture and water, it gets converted into rust, which will be deposited on the metal surface. It is seen that the rust will be deposited near to the cathodic region rather than near to the anode or somewhere in between. This is because we can see here the ferrous hydroxide forms due to the combination of ferrous and hydroxyl ions. Ferrous is produced at the anodic region, hydroxyl is produced at the cathodic region. Now, where the corrosion will product will get deposited depends upon the speed of ferrous and hydroxyl ions. Okay. Now, ferrous is a positively charged ion, therefore it will move faster. So it will come fast towards the cathode region, whereas hydroxyl ions move slower than ferrous ion. So the combination will be near to the cathodic region. Therefore, the corrosion product deposition will be near to the uh, anode region. See, you can see near to the cathode region. I'm sorry. So corrosion product will be deposited on the cathodic region. Therefore, sometimes it gives a false impression that cathode is undergoing corrosion, because we can see the deposition of corrosion product on the cathode. But actually, it is only the deposition of the rust or the product. It is the anode which is actually undergoing the corrosion. Okay. Now, galvanic series or electrochemical series. Now we said that iron undergoes corrosion, it liberates electron. Now let us assume if you have designed, you are asked to design some article, and you are asked to choose two different metals. Actually, it is not a good choice to choose different metals, because you yourself are creating a cell, you yourself are giving a reason for corrosion reaction to start. But for explanation, I'm just considering you are chosen, you are given chance to design something. Then how will you choose? We know that we metals with higher reduction potential will not undergo corrosion, whereas metals with lower reduction potential are prone for corrosion very fast. Right? And now, how will you come to know about the corrosionability? Let us assume we can tell iron or lithium undergoes oxidation very fast, referring to the electrochemical series. But what is electrochemical series? Electrochemical series is a, series of different metals, I mean reduction potentials of different metals with respect to their standard reduction potential. That is how the metal liberates electrons under standard conditions, right? But you can see, if you see the electrochemical series, there is a metal aluminium, right? Aluminium is having very low reduction potential and it will undergo corrosion very fast. But in practice, in reality, aluminium does not undergo corrosion so fast. That means if you refer to electrochemical series, it will tell that it will undergo corrosion, but in reality it does not undergo corrosion, right? And along with that, see, reduction potential says that uh, standard reduction potential gives an idea about the reduction reaction only under standard conditions. That is, only when the concentration of the metal ions is unit concentration and the temperature is standard temperature. But whereas corrosion reaction takes place in other conditions also. Therefore, completely relying on electrochemical series will not give you proper results. Sometimes it will give you confusing results, right? uh, Therefore, completely relying on electrochemical series sometimes is not advisable. We need to refer to a more practical series. Okay, the more practical series is galvanic series, wherein it is only framed for corrosion reactions, right? It will consider the conditions other than standard conditions also. It will also consider some of the drawbacks, like aluminium is present in the higher region, in higher place, higher reduction, oxidation region in electrochemical series. Okay, considering the practical environment, more practical series, galvanic series is framed, and galvanic series is referred to find out the corrosion potential of a metal, right? So you can see one galvanic series is given. This series gives the idea about the corrosion ability of a metal. Okay, and galvanic series is different for different regions. I mean, in a salty environment, you have a different galvanic series. In a cold environment, you have a different galvanic series. So galvanic series are different for different regions. Okay, so you have the we have explained, we have discussed about this. That is, E naught values is referred in electrochemical series, whereas in galvanic series, it is based on the corrosion activity rather than considering the electrode potential. Okay, so in a electrochemical series, the metal position is fixed, whereas in a galvanic series, since it is galvanic series is framed depending on the environment, metal corrosion also depends upon the environment, right? For example, iron undergoes corrosion in a moist condition, whereas it will not undergo corrosion in other conditions, right? Therefore, its position in other environment which does not contain moisture is not in this as the same as which contains oxygen and moisture. Okay, so it may vary in moisture condition. Okay, and then alloys. If you see the electrochemical series, only metals are placed there. Okay, recorded there, whereas corrosion, nowadays we are using all alloys, and even alloys are also undergoing corrosion. Okay, so galvanic series considers the alloys also. Okay, so this is what I am discussing today. Next video I will be discussing on some other topics of corrosion. Thank you.